Hi, and welcome to my first ever vlog. Join me as I take you along during a week in my life as an art student in Switzerland. We'll be doing some ceramics, sculpture, Japanese ohanami, and just generally enjoy the first days of spring.
Wind wake you up?
Always does.
So the reason why my vlog starts on a Sunday is because I actually went to school to get ahead on some of the ceramics work I'd done. And this is our ceramics atelier. Here are the shelves where we can put stuff that's ready to be fired in our kiln. Some more shelves. And here are the things I've made so far. Please do not judge me too harshly. I've only been practicing ceramics for about 1 month now. So all I have are these very small bowls. And I've also tried the technique of kurinuki, where you cut into the clay instead of throwing it on the wheel. Now I'm just preparing to trim 2 other bowls which I've made and which are now at the right stage for trimming. I'm preparing all the tools and some water. And I'm also mixing some slip by mixing some dry pieces of clay with a bit of water. One thing I'm always struggling with is centering the bowls. And I'm now using some slip and trying to center it as best as I can. But then at a certain stage I just gave up on it and started trimming the bowl anyways. This trimming session sadly was quite a failure because I misjudged how thin the bottom of the bowl already was and went in some more. The bottom just started to break off. But I think that's probably the beauty of clay. If you fail, the material can be recycled and be made into a new form again. So I would say that you should just embrace the mistakes in the beginning. I know that on YouTube or Instagram, we often just see the perfect and experienced pottery makers. But I think these mistakes are just normal in the beginning. And so I'm now looking how thin the other parts of the bowl already were, and then putting it into a bin so it can be recycled later. Yeah, and then I just cleaned the wheel up and directly tried to throw another bowl, where I actually made the same mistake again. After these 2 failed attempts, I took a break, managed to get 2 bowls trimmed correctly, but not on camera. And one last time, I actually did get it on camera too. I just waited for them to dry and prepared the rest of my already dry bowls with a sponge, and that was it for the day.
Und die Mütter laden einander gegenseitig ein, that's cute.
Also nicht, dass wir da mitkommen.
Ach so. Mit noch ein Solo tun, ist der weit von St. Gallen.
On Monday, I had a bronze casting course. These are some demolded AirPods somebody cast. And the goal of that day was to prepare some wax models. So you can see me working on some prototypes. And I also tried experimenting a bit and incorporating different organic materials like algae into the wax. You make these prototypes and then cast them in plaster to make some molds, and later on the wax is melted out and you can pour some bronze into it, and that's how you cast with bronze. But I might also make a video on the whole process from start to finish. Later that day, I worked at the print studio we have, where you can print in all types of different techniques and on all kinds of materials. So we have screen print, we have monotype, we have also the possibility of printing with a risograph, and a lot more techniques, which I don't know the English name of right now. I work there as an assistant, which basically means that I mix colors or prepare textiles and different little jobs like that. The next day, my mother and her partner came to visit me. I forgot to mention this, but I live in Bern, which is like the capital city of Switzerland. They came so that we could do some ohanami, which is the Japanese tradition of picnicking underneath trees of cherry blossoms in spring. They also brought our dog.
Come!
The timing was perfect. The sun had come out and the cherry blossoms were just beginning to bloom. We drank some tea and sake and ate some freshly made onigiri. I was really happy and grateful that my family came to visit me. In the evening, I worked at the art museum we have here in the city until 9. On Wednesday, I went to school to work on my bachelor thesis project, which will be my final art project during my bachelor studies. And I was just sewing pieces of fabric together to make one big piece. And I think I will talk more about the background and theme of my thesis in a separate video. After that, I actually did some ohanami again, this time with my boyfriend, and we just really enjoyed that the sun was out and the weather was already so warm, having a picnic, just enjoying each other's company. On Thursday I wanted to try and make some mugs, as I had never made mugs before. But the first attempt was already another failed attempt, because the clay just became all wobbly. And so I had to scrap that. But after taking another break, I actually managed to throw 2 mugs, which I was really happy about that day. In the evening I had my sculpture course, where we always have a model during 3 to 4 hours, and we just work on some small scale sculptures in clay. And with that, Thursday was already over. And I actually don't have any footage of Friday, since it was a national holiday and I literally just spent all day in bed. That leaves us with the last day of this vlog, which is Saturday, and I went to school again because I wanted to trim the mugs that I had made on Thursday. Luckily, both trimming sessions were successful, and I also attached some handles, though not on camera. And here you can see my finished 2 mugs. Yeah, and so this has been a week in my life. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog and it brought you some comfort or some inspiration. And if you want to see more of me, you can follow me on here, or give me a like, or follow me on Instagram, or whatever serious YouTubers are supposed to say here. And have a nice rest of your day.